Hello, hello. Welcome in. In this video training, I'm going to share with you the biggest mistake yoga business owners make that cripples their success. We're going to talk about mindset today. Hey there, my name is Sarah Leonardo, aka Yoga Coach Sarah, and I'm a yoga business coach. And in this video, I want to talk to you about mindset, more specifically, what most yoga business most yoga business owners have, the type of mindsets they have when starting, and it's not good. Spoiler alert, it's not good. And I want to be the one to tell you what that is so that you can begin to recognize it and begin to make sure that you put on the one that is more beneficial for you. Put on the ones that most successful business owners do. And if you don't, most starters never thrive because they have this poor mindset and it holds them back. Are you one of those people? Well, if you want to stick around and find out, okay, so I'm going to get right on with it. You may be surprised to learn that many yoga business owners never make it big. They start a business, they follow the business training they get from maybe their yoga teacher training and start applying it online. Maybe they get a few customers here and there, but never consistent, never consistency, never have this, consistency that they want. It's like, can I really make this, work for me? Can I really live off of this? Maybe I can, if I dedicate myself full time with this, how do I do this without burning myself out? And, I started thinking that myself when I started. And it wasn't until I hired mentors or invested in my business, invested in my skills, in my own self, to make sure that, do I have the right, am I thinking like most of the business owners are thinking? Am I thinking like them, or am I thinking like another way that keeps me stuck, that keeps me from maybe spinning my wheels and making the same mistakes over and over again, and think that I'm doing this part, but still like doing the same crap over and over again. Okay, pardon my French. Okay, and most of you that follow me, or if this is your first time, I am a yoga coach. I started off my business during the pandemic, and I hired mentors to teach me how to market myself online, invested thousands of dollars to hone in on my skills, how to do this business for a living online. And before that, I I was in the mental health field, and I help people heal themselves. I help people heal their anxiety. And I added, my yoga training soon after that. And just the impact it did to my life in terms of, applying the yoga healings to myself, and beginning to share the yoga tools and healings with my clients. It's just amazing. And now I'm fully online, and I don't have a 9 to 5 anymore, and I want to show you how I can do that inside this group, inside the current trainings that are available to you. I'm happy to show you around. So let's get back into how we're going to get you acquiring the right mindsets. Okay. So you came here because maybe you think that you have like these good thoughts, right? But then you kind of notice that maybe your behavior won't match with it. Maybe you're like, like, I know I believe in myself. I know I can do it. I know I can, like, if, that I can do this, I can make X amount of money. I can make like 10 grand a month on this, but it's not happening. Okay. And what I mean by behavior not matching your beliefs is that, sometimes it can look like procrastination. It can look like oh, I'll do that later. I'll do that later, or I don't feel like doing that right now. This is more important, family first, or I gotta like take care of my health first. And you're just kind of finding that like you're putting a lot of things are conveniently becoming first. I'm laughing because I've done this to myself, okay? And I know it, like we've all done this. I'm not trying to like shame you. It's just it's what's happening, and I want to be the one to help you. Like, it's okay, and then there's a way out of that. There's a way out of being in that cycle and helping you recognize it, so that way you can begin to slowly apply things that help you move in a direction in your business that you like, and you're actually seeing numbers, analytics, sales that match that behavior, the behavior that you want. Okay. So maybe the poor mindset behavior can look like second guessing yourself. It's like, I know it's going to take money, but I know that when I learn this skill, I'm going to be able to do this. Or if I invest in this like tool, if I invest in this, maybe online platform that helps you, sell what you created. And then, but you're finding yourself second guessing. It's like, I know this is good for me, but I don't know. Maybe the other one is good. So maybe you're having like so many options and you don't know which one to pick. And so you still you remain stuck, or you're still like you're seeing the same numbers, in your bank account, or maybe even less. Okay. So those are the big indicators of, you know, the different mindset shifts that are holding you back from really finding and seeing the increase in cash flow and revenue. So another way a poor mindset shows up is in behavior is self-doubt, right? And it can sound like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough to do this, or maybe I don't want to show my face. Maybe I don't think people will buy from me if I share them, like, if I share, or I'm not like, I don't feel comfortable sharing this part of myself. It's like, you know, with that, I want to just tell you that sharing the unique and most vulnerable emotional parts of yourself is what's going to get the most engagement online, because you're not sounding like every other yoga teacher, yoga business owner out there. People are finding you unique. You're not trying to look like everyone else. And that shows confidence, that shows, you know, confidence in your own brand and in your own business. Okay. And that's going to give them more of like, okay, like they're speaking my mind and I want to do that. I completely believe them. Okay. And so it's really hard to go through some of that because, like I mentioned, possibly the overprotective ego, right? The overprotective ego is, showing up as these warning signs, and you're not really sure if this particular behavior or mindset is moving you forward. Okay. So this is how, here are some of the tools that can help you spot poor mindsets and then begin to shift into new ones and to help you align with where you want to be. Okay. First, I think what would help is like if you draw maybe two columns, you can put like, you could really simplify it. Like this is a simplifying tool. And if you're able to get really good at it, then you can quickly like shift into that direction when you recognize it. So one of them being, so one tool is create like a column, okay? Poor, and then maybe rich or abundant, whatever, scarcity or abundant or poor and rich, whatever language you like. but it has to be kind of the opposites, right? Because it's supposed to pull you towards in a place where you're more free, more expansive, more confident, instead of a place where you shrink, dark, cloudy, unsure, not so good. And you want to be able to make those distinctions on the fly. Okay. So one of them, like put the columns in. Okay. And then second, how do you, how do you kind of keep all this in mind? How do you apply all of this? What I often kind of, say is you don't have to do it in the present moment, meaning like you don't have to do it on the spot. Like say, oh, here's me procrastinating. Then I gotta go. I guess I'll just go shift into this thought, and then that's gonna help me move forward. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to do that on the spot. You don't have to do it like currently where you're experiencing the actual moment. You can do it after. As long as you do it after, you get to do a review, meaning after, like maybe you're like, oh, that's what that moment was. That's what that moment was. You've done it after the fact, right? You can do it maybe, oh, it happened. This is why I was feeling crappy today or this is why I was feeling crappy yesterday because I had procrastinated on this thing that I didn't want to do for my business. And now I'm feeling really crummy and awful and a list of other things. But the main one being, if we could just like keep everything to your business, is that it happened yesterday, but now I'm catching it after the fact. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to do it in the moment where it happened. You got to catch it somewhere, after, to break that pattern, to break that mindset pattern. Okay. So what you do is once you listed out the columns on the, say, let's just go the poor mindset versus like, rich mindset, or scarcity mindset versus abundant mindset. In the scarcity mindset, there's the feeling like you're not, you don't have enough information. It's the feeling of not enough. And that's why you're not moving forward. Okay. And then in the abundant mindset is like, okay, even though I recognized my behavior yesterday that I procrastinated because I didn't want to do the thing because it was so unpleasant. I had I really didn't do it because I was like overwhelmed. Okay. And so what you do is write it out, right? Maybe you journal about it. I was overwhelmed about this. And then how do I make sure that I don't feel overwhelmed by just completing this one task? What do I do? Maybe I break it up into parts, or I just work at it like 1 hour at a time. You break it up into chunks. So that way you're feeling like you're in action, you're in movement, that, it's not because you don't have enough. It's like, okay, it's because I have enough. I just have to figure out a way how to get through this. Okay. You already have the answers. I already have all the answers. I just need to give myself time to, create that space to create actions that make me move forward on my business. Okay. So another tool is, how do you break that down? That seems like a lot. Okay. One of them too is just being aware. You won't have to do all those steps that I mentioned earlier. One step is really just like creating awareness of the behaviors, the poor mindset behaviors. Okay. Especially if you catch yourself thinking about it in, business, or keep it at the business level, in your business, your brand. Are you making excuses? Are you making, what story are you beginning to create about your business that's continuing to give you blocks and giving you like continuing to like push it way down a priority list for you, right? So what are those thoughts? You know, what do they sound like? They sound like, I'm afraid of this, I don't feel like maybe showing, you know, I don't, I'm, you know, I'm scared. What if no one like looks at it? What if like it doesn't respond? Or maybe like if you're more advanced, you're like, you know, like this, you know, um, I don't want to spend like another like 4 to 6 hours creating content and like for it flopping because, you know, either it's not engaging enough or um, I'm not getting the right analytics on it, you know. And then what do you do to make sure that you create um, understanding from it, that you create like, okay, what is the lesson that I need to learn from that? Is it like, you know, is it due to the length of my time that I created it? Is it due to you know, the content? Okay. And it's like, how do you get in touch with um, you know, with the pulse of your business? How do you really understand and be, you know, create, I'm the word that's coming up for me is like intuitive. How do you make sure that you're you're aligned with the intuition of your business? Okay. But you need to create space for that. You need to create space to, you know, to journal or to practice um, a way for you to review your activities in your work. You know, is this working? And if it's not because like I created bad content. It's because I haven't found, you know, I need to find what works from this data set. Okay, we'll keep it scientific. And how do I do more of that? You know, and that will get you more into that, you know, moving forward, you know, maybe growth mindset or learning mindset, right? Those are some of the three big things. So which mindsets are helpful? Growth oriented mindset, which is like, okay, how do I make sure I don't blame myself that this is bad stuff, that like, because I'm not doing enough? Into, okay, how do I look at what I'm doing? It's what I'm doing that I need to learn from. And I need to like either learn more things about it. I need to maybe get feedback of what I'm doing. You know, you're welcome to access one of our 15-minute clarity calls here to do that. Have somebody else to look at my work, have my spouse or partner or, you know, 13-year-old daughter to look at my work and give me feedback on it. Okay. Or listen to, you know, read this book about how to get better at it instead of, you know, it's just so tiring. And I just, you know, I just don't have the energy. And if I could give you one more thing before I leave, is that how do you make sure you don't believe that you don't get bogged down? Okay. You don't get bogged down with all the negative thoughts that get piled up onto the poor mindset, because those thoughts are a lot heavier. Okay. So your job is to create and shift into of the proactive thoughts that feel lighter, feel more action oriented, that make you feel like, okay, I can take somewhere with this, or if I don't know how to do this, then I can like find it by doing this. You know, either get support, research it myself, or you know, read the book that I bought about it. right? And then maybe in the next training, we can talk about some of the things that like you're saying to yourself that are holding you back. Is it, I don't have any time? Okay. You know, that's a lot of things I hear. Like, I don't have any time. I don't have any money. And I don't see myself changing, anytime soon, or I don't see myself changing certain routines yet because I like watching, I like watching this show. I like scrolling on TikTok for, for 2 hours instead of maybe creating content for 30 minutes. Okay. So what is it that you're picking up? What is it that you're aware of in your behaviors and your thoughts? Are they all aligned? Are they all aligned? And what is it that we need to do so that way you begin to implement the actions that like make you feel good, right? That's one of the indicators if you're like, one of the indicators that you're following the abundant mindsets is I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I'm moving along. I don't feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I have help, right? I feel like I'm going somewhere with this. That's how you can tell you are in the right path in those mindsets. Okay. So that's what I have today. And thank you so much for listening. And those of you who are still here, I wanted to offer an amazing program that I'm brewing, and I'm excited to roll it out soon. And if you're listening to the replay, if you're excited about this, I'm excited about it too. So these next few messages are for you. Is you're a yoga business owner or wanting to be one. Maybe you are, you took a stab at it, had some success, have started, even had a few clients, but are lacking the consistency or even lacking these mindsets that these, like, sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't, but you want a consistency of positive action moving mindsets, actions, regularly on the daily to keep you going for your business. Okay. And you're running a yoga business is hard. Okay. Especially if you're, if you're still trying to learn all the pieces. Okay. Maybe you're trying to incorporate this new online piece. Maybe you've got a brick and mortar and trying to move into the online space. And, I can see why taking on this new skill can be overwhelming, and then and it takes a back seat, so you quickly fall behind because of that. You quickly, you begin to listen to the the poor mindsets. Okay. And I want to be able to give you the opportunity for that. So I'm going to drop news that I'm going to create a yoga business owner mindset subscription where it's an online community, and it gives you weekly accountability to build your business, to help you build consistency in your skills, showing up to your business regularly, helping you build healthy routines that will propel your business forward, that will provide you consistent skill building so you don't put it on the back burner, and leadership growth activities that will challenge your current skill sets so that you can give your business a real chance. Okay. So if you're interested in hopping on, or interested about that program, I'm happy to get on a call with you to show you, to see if you qualify. Okay. Not everyone's going to be qualified in doing this. Not everyone that I talk to will be ready, or that we want to take on. We only want to work with people that we know will be successful, will be respectful, and are really ready to work, that will apply these skills and hit the ground running. Okay. So I would love to chat with you, and I'll go ahead, and if you're watching this on a replay, click on the button below to schedule your completely complimentary one-time 15-minute call meeting to help you move your business forward. And this monthly subscription is new and something that I'm trying out, and I'm only accepting a handful of people in that group and really begin to train them in a consistent basis. So if you're interested in what that looks like, I'm happy to interview you to see if it fits. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.